G'day mate, welcome back to Factorio with me, JD. So, it's time, it's definitely time. It's time to take off our robots, load up on as many weapons as possible. Okay, that one, there we go. As many weapons as possible. Steal all our robots. Do we have any spares? 9. None. 28. I do not have rocket fuel. Actually, no, we've got nuclear fuel now. We want some nuclear fuel. Requester. Nuclear fuel. I'm going to set that to 50,000 because 20 on their way. Okay, that's heaps. Because I want to make sure I get them over anything else. Which probably means this guy could request a few more. Like 20. There's still 33 in storage. Really? We're producing fuel that fast? Yep. Copy. Paste. Do we have... We do have buffer chests, don't we? We do. I don't know where I built any buffer chests or even if I automated them, to be honest. So I'm going to build one right there. And I'm going to have you... No, I'm going to have you... You tick on for requests from buffer chests, because if I do that, that means that these guys have their own separate quota they can take out of, which means there is a better chance that they will not ever run out of nuclear fuel. See, change that, copy and paste it. I can now set that up to, well, 20 should be still heaps. Yeah, there's 0 in storage. There's 27 on their way. And we're going to slowly fill our smelters with nuclear fuel because we're rich. We're rich. Alright. Combat. Now, the only other part of combat I haven't actually showed off is cluster grenades, which I really should show off, but we're not going to today. Where are the... Really? I stepped outside Logi range. I stepped outside Logi range at some stage. So all the nuclear fuel went to not me. It went to something else. It went to that chest. I'm going to have a second tank because it's always a good idea to have a second backup tank. We're going to also request in 400 uranium rounds. I never made the uranium cannon shells, or did I? Did I? I'm completely prepared. I did. Just the explosive variety, it looks like. I don't need any more nuclear fuel, thank you, bots. Just 3 would have been enough. But the reason I set a very, very high request, it means I make sure I get fed before anywhere else in the base. That buffer chest is done. Yep, so that buffer chest can get only used by our fuel for our trains, not by the main network, which is literally just going to smelters, which is sort of a waste, but you know, sort of a why not. I've already got enough materials that I could actually duplicate this build several times. Do we want to duplicate this build? Do we want lots and lots of nuclear fuel? That's really the question. You know what? I think we do. Whilst I'm standing around waiting for bots to deliver things. We're just going to copy and paste that as many times as I can before I run into something important. I don't have speed modules for all these things, but Speed modules are being made at a decent clip now, at least. Can I fit one in there? Yeah, we can fit one in there. No, couldn't that. All the speed modules being made. Okay, so we've got uranium rounds. We've got that. We've got that. We've got our second tank. We're good to go. So, I never automated gates. Sure, I'm going to handcraft gates. Why not? Make more gates. Make more gates. There we go. We're going to have room to drive our tank in and out. Pop down our tank. Give it some nuclear fuel because we're OP. Okay. So, first things first. Oh, that's not enough range. Just run away. Run away. So, uranium rounds do a lot of damage. Oh, that failed. I stopped moving. They are very, very good at taking out worms and spawners. My personal laser defense will do a pretty good job of taking out everything else. Hello, robot. I obviously don't have any repair packs on me. I do. I not have robopods? I thought I left one robot in. I did. I've probably got one missing robot out there, which is the guy who's been delegated the job to repair me. Alright, take out a robot, put it back in. That'll clear off the robot that was delegated to do that. So, our different capsules. We've got poison capsules, which we've covered these. These are pretty good at taking out trees. Tanks are obviously better. These are also really good at taking out worms. As you can see, we get a much bigger range than what we did with our grenades. And we can scream through bases fairly quickly and just throw the capsules over our shoulder and it'll clean out all the worms and all the spawners. Slow down capsules. Hang on. Ooh. Stop first. Turn on my roboport for a second. Take off all the PLDs, because otherwise the robots will run out. Take off the PLDs so we can actually have a group of biters chasing us. Hi, biters. Now, I'm in a tank, which does have nuclear fuel, so I'm cruising around 80 kilometers an hour. On normal fuel, biters will generally be about the same speed as you or catch you. So, not a prime example, but I can, if I can slow down enough, throw these into these guys. You can see they slow right the way down. So, slow down capsules are definitely handy for keeping biters at their distance. Actually, no, we'll take those back off. Do we do combat on foot? Sure, let's do some on-foot combat. I don't have PLDs, so I've just got to rely on my defender capsules, which, as you can see, pump out some lovely little machine guns, but they also follow me. Distractor capsules don't move, so let's find another biter base. Not for miles. Of course not. The biggest catch with these guys, they don't last long. So there's a good chance by the time I get into combat again, these guys are going to start exploding and disappearing. The distractor capsules are pretty good at attracting fire. And also, if you can get close enough into a base to just drop them, they will do a pretty good job of just cleaning up whatever's left over. And then lastly, we have the destroyer capsules. Destroyer capsules, see, there we go. Boom, 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 they're gone. On top of this, I have that follower limit that we had before. So I can have a maximum of 40 things following me. And as you can see, these guys are laying in with their AP ammo. Big biters don't really care too much about AP ammo. Slowdown capsules are great, like I said, for keeping that range. You know, if I do go all out, 20, 30, 40. 40's backs. If I have a tight little group of them, they become quite powerful. But we also have to think of how expensive these guys are to make. They need a flying robot frame, which makes them fairly expensive. You know, they only need gears on top of that and piercing rounds, which again, they're fairly cheap. The distractors, which are the ones that shoot the lasers, need advanced circuits, which mid-game, advanced circuits are fairly expensive. And then we have the bee's knees, the destroyer capsules, which have needed 4 robot frames to make one of these, plus 3 advanced circuits. Then we've needed another 4 lots of those, so we're now up to 16 robot frames with 16 red circuits, with a speed module, which is another 15 red circuits and another 5 green circuits. You do get 5 out of them, but these guys are really, really expensive. Don't get me wrong, they are absolutely the best robots there are. As you can see, they just walk through everything. Like, nothing survived. We're not at behemoths yet. Behemoth biters and worms are definitely... What's our evolution up to? 87%. So at 90% we get behemoths. Behemoths are a whole separate nasty thing to deal with. Where do I leave my tank? All the way up there. They are very, very, very nasty. And the behemoth worms are very, very nasty as well. They come with a significant range bonus. So, yeah, something to keep in mind. But let's go say hi to a bunch of biters with our better robots equipped. And even though I picked up a whole bunch of acid, because I just didn't care, I just rolled right through the middle. Oh, that's another follower robot count. So, I'm now at the maximum follower robot count, which means I can support 50 robots. Any higher than that, and we have to go into space science, which requires the rocket to actually be built. So, we're going to go do the rocket silo. And then nukes are 5,000, artillery is 2,000. So, we're going to do artillery, and then we're going to do nukes. Now, I do have to make an apology. In the previous episode, I did say that one of the best places to get payback for your productivity modules is in green science, and that's technically right, but also very, very wrong. The actual quickest spot to get a payback for your productivity modules is in your science labs, because you got to remember most of the base is just running to feed the science labs. So there is a lot of resources going in to feeding those labs. Come on, little robot, repair. I'd like to get evolution up to 90. I'd really like to have behemoths. Uh, 25, 45, 50. Oh, there's a forest in the way. Yeah, we got slightly slowed down. It's fine. I should probably shoot something. So they did a pretty good job of clearing out everything. What else is next? This lot. Dead. Go robots. And do I not have... I do have. Okay, maybe back the tank up a little bit so it's not sitting in the acid. Good job, JD. So, the tank does come with a flamethrower. And it's pretty good at nothing. It's pretty good at clearing a path through a forest. and potentially driving right through the middle of biter bases. If that's your intention, to drive right through the middle. Actually, we're going to drive right through the middle of this. Oh, that hurt. That hurt a lot. Come on, robot, repair. Just take it out, pass. It's fine. Okay. Alright, back to normal ammo. Oh, more robots dead. So, yeah, the follower robots are... They're very, very effective. Don't get me wrong, but they're expensive and they don't last long. It all depends on your disdain, I guess, for biters. And how quickly you want to just roll through them. As you can see with me having these lovely robots, I'm crashing everything. I'm doing a pretty good job of just rolling through things. But in saying that, if I have my personal laser defense on, and I'm going to have to wait for these robots to despawn, let's go check out the bottom of this lake. Or the bottom of this peninsula, rather. There's going to be a biter base. Yeah. Do I actually want the robots to die? It's more iron. That's handy. How far south does this go? Oh, there we go. 30 means the next set should die off fairly quickly. Jetty got himself stuck in a corner. Now, I'm also at super late game, so I have all the researches done, all the upgrades done. So, obviously, my little capsules do a lot more damage than normal. Same with my personal laser defense. But in saying that, I can, without robots, fairly easily steamroll through a biter base. Just using the tank, the ammo on the tank, and the personal laser defense. Yeah, we're just going to clear out this bottom peninsula. So let's demonstrate that again. Find a biter base, hold the spacebar, charge in head first. Loop back to make sure we've got everything, and on to the next. You know, I took 200 hit points worth of damage on the tank. Not big numbers. Nothing I really have to worry about. Slightly bigger base, slightly longer time to drive through it. Hopefully this will push the evolution up. Because I don't really want to resort to console commands to bump the evolution up. Evolution, 87%. It's not helping. Oh, I missed one. I missed one. Turn around, back. There's a worm we didn't talk to. Done. Alright, now we can go north. Okay, I left. Oh no, robots now no longer jump out of your tank. That's right, that was a feature of 17. They fixed the robots jumping out of your tank when you're moseying on at full speed. Can I get around this cliff somehow? There we go. Well, in that case, we'll go take out this guy. Nope. We'll take out this guy. We'll take out this one. So yeah, I wouldn't exactly call combat hard at this point. In fact, let's throw some of those behind us to clear the guys still following. Fire. Actually, one of the probably more useful ones are the distractors. If you're planning on a hit and run, and you're planning on leaving them behind to take out either a biter base that's a little bit more difficult than what you expected, or they are at the point where they've started out-teching you, they can be quite effective at cleaning up behind you. Autosave. Thank you for the autosave. Let's go get... let's actually go tank rounds. Tank rounds, right through the middle. Oh, I failed and hit the wall. Now, if I take off robot, you're now going to be stuck out in the wilderness, flying along behind me. Do you know how much you're going to be eaten? Okay, so we've just cleaned out the bottom half of the map, it looks like, in its entirety. Nope, there's a worm that escaped us. Have some capsules. There we go, done. Okay, back to base. As you can see, we've used a quarter of a nuclear fuel, because 1.2 gigawatts lasts a while. I really don't want poison capsules or slowdown capsules. The other one's meh. We need to change our armor back because we're going to go into builder mode. Put those back in, that back in. We're going to go from here. I can't see things, so that's not going to work very well. But hopefully we draw a straight line. Okay. Laser, 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 row report. Laser, 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 row report. That's what we want. Deconstruct that part. Okay, I do not want to request lasers. I do want to request row reports. I do want to request power poles. Yep. Oh, obviously I don't want walls either. No, I'm not requesting walls. It was just whatever I had in my inventory. Excellent. And we're just going to keep building south. Obviously this is still all unpowered at this stage, which is never a good sign for your frontline defenses, but I've cleared out all the neighbours, so we should be alright to get this placed in quickly. And then once it's placed in, I should just have to make sure that power is definitely connected north to south, because there's obviously a very important power pole missing somewhere. Come on, robots. Am I out of row reports? No. We'll put some extra lasers at the corner. Okay. You definitely don't have power. You're missing a power pole. Power's still good. Power's still good. Oh, you. The missing robot. There we go. Another missing robot. Power. Double roboport for reasons. No, that is a legitimate power pole. Voila! Okay. No, I didn't put down a radar. My bad. Radar in there. But they're now all powered, which means every robot that could find a bit of wall should have found a bit of wall on the base and should be bringing it down here to put it down. And lasers, it turns out. Turns out I ran out of lasers. So we have 1400 free construction robots. We want to remove lasers and walls. That whole section of the wall can go away. Bye, robots. Yeah, we've still got a few spares. It's fine. Oh, turns out I don't have that. Okay. We're finished with those. One nuclear fuel is all I want on me. I don't want to actually request those. Let's step outside the network and then back in the network to make sure things don't randomly get brought to me. Oh, that's one thing we're definitely going to have problems with. So we're going to have robots that are going to be flying from here to here with no hope of recharging in the middle. So it's something we should really address whilst we're here. Because robots are stupid and they fly the most direct route. And you can see they're flying here. They're running out of power. And they're literally flying. They're going to fly the closest roboport, which will be here. So then they're going to fly across. And they'll probably then be able to jump to the next roboport. So what we need to do is we need to put down... I don't know how many roboports. So they're flying to here and then they're flying across to here for recharge. So roboports on their way, 12. Excellent. So I need to extend this robot network out slightly. Come on, roboports. Nope, they're coming to me to pick stuff up. They're not the robots I'm looking for. These are not the droids we're looking for. Those ones are. Yep, 10 in my inventory. Great. Come on, Logibots, you'll catch up eventually. So what we're going to do is we're going to run out here. Oops. Power. There we go. We're going to run out here and we're going to put a roboport right here in the middle where we saw all the robots flying around. So they have a spot to recharge. Problem is, as you can see, the orange area of this one doesn't connect to any other orange areas. And if I hover my mouse over it, you can see it's got 0 Logi networks, 0 Logibots and 0 construction robots in range. Because it's separate, it's actually a separate network entirely. So the robots can't come to here and recharge. They actually need to come to another roboport that's part of the same network. So if I put one, let's put one there. We can see it's also 0 of 0. Because this one and the one beside it didn't touch. But if I move it over one tile, it touches. Suddenly it's part of the same network. And then robots can recharge here. So I actually need another one right about here. There we go. And then because that one's so close, we can put another one over here. Put a large power pole beside it. Nope, right there. And they now have sort of like a halfway point between here and here to recharge. But in the time it's taken me to do that, the whole wall is now built. Yep, it's built and then some. So we're going to do... Oh, crap. We've already done the rocket silo. The rocket silo is researched. So in next episode, we're going to build a rocket silo. I have no idea. Did we end up building rocket control units? I thought we did. We did. We have not quite enough for a rocket yet. In storage, where is... Let's turn that off because that's really annoying to look at. We have more than enough rocket fuel. We have yellow science here. Low density structures. Which I brought up across. Okay, so I haven't bothered buffering those. We should buffer those. So in the next episode, we're going to have to make all the low density structures we need. We're going to need all the rocket control units we can possibly get our hands on. Plastic's dead again. There's a recurring theme going on here. Module production's actually done, so we've got nothing requesting modules, which obviously means I need to upgrade this again. No, plastic's going absolutely flat out. We just don't have nearly enough of it. Yeah, we don't have nearly enough of it. Same as we don't have nearly enough low density structures. That whole build needs to be extended down further, and we need to start buffering them, which are all things we're going to do in the next episode. So thank you guys so much for watching. As always, do hope you're enjoying this series. Next episode, maybe we can have a rocket. Maybe, possibly, I don't know. But you and I will both find out in the next episode. Meanwhile, we're going to get artillery done, and then the atomic bomb, because let's face it, you know, if ever in doubt, nuke him. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you guys for watching. See you next one. Bye!